What does this framed photograph from 1908 have to do with Henry Biemann, my new friend from Jackson, Mississippi, Moncton, New Brunswick, and here in a coffee shop in Atlanta, Georgia, and everything about this story connects through this photo that Henry presented to me the other night. It's the first time we met in person. We had met online through Henry's podcast, actually, but Henry, I can't steal your thunder. This story is so good. It's a New Brunswick, Canada story told by a guy from Jackson, Mississippi. Henry, be my guest.
It takes an extraordinary guy to figure out this story that can best Gare Maxwell, I'll tell you. But let's take you back to 1908. There was a battle for the Star Cup between the Moncton Victorias and the Fredericton Capitals. January 30th and January 31st.
Okay.
The Moncton Victorias won the first match, and Fredericton had a few cards up their sleeve, if you will.
Okay.
A few new players showed up for the next match.
They suddenly showed up. They got new players.
This guy comes in on the train, fresh from New York, and they call him Claude Orin. Well, what they left out is his last name, Frood.
Right here. This is the guy right in the photograph.
The guy that's on a professional hockey team out of Ontario. How about that?
And the team from Ontario that Frood is photographed with was a professional team that was a forerunner in a circuit that preceded the NHL.
And I don't know about you, but to me, I think that disqualifies you from playing in an amateur league.
Well, this is it. It was amateur hockey that they were playing in, but suddenly the professionals showed up. And what we have here is very visible evidence that there was all kinds of chicanery and shenanigans going on in the heated rivalry between Moncton and Fredericton in 1908. You're right. I had no idea coming from Moncton this happened. I doubt even if Allan Power knows about this story, although he may have been the stick boy for that Moncton club. But when I think of hockey historians like Ron Legier and the people I know, like the Big O, Oscar Gaudet, I don't know that anyone in the Moncton area or all of New Brunswick knows about what went down between Moncton and Fredericton in 1908.
That cold day on the ice in 1908.
No one will ever forget it, thanks to Henry Biemann from Jackson, Mississippi. Hey, Henry has a book he wrote. He's got a book called Live Inspired. He's got a whole speaking program around what's on his t-shirt about being extraordinary. And you've taken this and boiled it down to 3 arenas.
That's it. You know, the word extraordinary is 13 letters, 5 syllables, and 3 arenas.
And the 3 arenas are?
They're the bedside, the bonfire, and the battlefield.
And you're getting invitations from organizations to go out and introduce people to these 3 arenas.
Absolutely. You know, the concept of being extraordinary, separating yourself from the ordinary, is quite simple, but it's certainly not easy.
Well, there's no question in my mind that he walks his own talk, because Henry, when he showed up with this photograph and the story about what went down in my hometown in 1908, I got to hand it to you. My friend Henry Biemann, how do people connect with you online, Henry?
Absolutely. You can find me on my website, henrybiemann.com, Biemann.
And that's the real story. No shenanigans, no chicanery, just the straight goods from Henry, and all the way coming to you here from Atlanta, Georgia.